Hello, this is Eric of Not Bio Studio, and today I'm reviewing the Rode Wireless Me. And we have different details of what's included, and one thing that separates this versus, say, the Rode Wireless Go is the fact that this has a setting that makes it so you don't clip. So you get good audio pretty much no matter what you do, but there is no internal recording. So this has some advantages and disadvantages versus the competition. So who would this be for? This would be for the person that wants to have good audio no matter what mistakes they do, mostly. Now, let's see what's inside the box. Inside the box, we have silica. Ooh, silica. We also have a carrying bag where we can put all our goodies, such as our microphone and a receiver. We also have two fur muffs, as we can see right here. A connector for connecting to your mobile phone with a special adapter, as we can see 3 tips. This is TRRS to a stereo TRS cable. We also have a regular 2-camera cable, and a regular camera cable is a stereo left and right channel where there's 2 sleeves and 2 sleeves on the cable. We also have a Type-C to Type-C adapter. We can also adapt that to Type-A if you get an adapter. We also have a Lightning for iPhone to Type-C adapter. Let's start with one of these pieces. I'll start with this one. There we go. And let's do a tour around. There's not too much special here, but looks like we have our speaker here, and we have a lavalier port. Didn't know that, never really checked it, but now I do know. We also have our power button right here on the bottom. It looks to be a locking type connection for our fur muff. Nice to have. And we have some rubber here at the back for our camera clip right here for a hot shoe. So that's nice to have. And this one shows me it's the transmitter TX. This one here tells me it's the receiver, as we see the RX on the back of this, and it shows 2 camera. Nice. Let's get rid of that peel. And now we can see the front of our receiver that says RX. I almost forgot to do something important here. You know what that is?
No.
Yeah, our fingerprint test. This is too shiny. There's the one. I don't know if we can see the fingerprinting. Oh, there we are. And here's the other one that's shiny. Oh, there we go. Our fingerprint test is complete. Now let's continue this review. We have a microphone also on this side. So the camera person or the person on the other side of the camera can speak with this microphone and you capture their audio. We also have, what is this? It's our line out to camera or whatever device we're using. And we have Type-C charging. Interesting. Now let's get this charged and connected. First, starting with the digital camera. We're going to use it on mobile phone. We're going to use it to PC. And of course, we're going to check about distance speaking and different settings. Now let's get started. Before we get started with the Rode Wireless Me, let me tell you, there's a lot of different devices coming and to be reviewed on this channel. The DDW Lav, new in a box, unopened as we see here. So we're going to hear that, especially with my really good Zoom F3 32-bit float. What's the best audio you can get? Well, we're going to be using this adapter with my Zoom F3, which is not at all cheap. But of course, if you want the best, you get the best. Now we also have this here unopened yet, other than me opening this box to show it on camera. Professional wired lavalier used in the movie industry. How about the SE8? You might be hearing it right now, but we'll get more on that later. And of course we have a new Miono microphone in shipping. So busy, so many reviews, can't even get them all done because there's also a tech channel. All these devices that you see here and more have been reviewed on this channel. Now let's get the Rode Wireless Me connected. As a quick side note, the Rode Wireless Me does not include the adapters for iPhone or Android, so I'm going to list this in the description below. You can see it includes an adapter that's Type-C to Type-A to connect to your PC, and use the USB adapter included with the Rode Wireless Me to connect to your PC. This one, of course, is Lightning 1 to your mobile phone, if it's Apple, and Lightning. Nice and simple. And the software to download to PC or to mobile phone is called Rode Central. This is to make your life very simple because instructions are not included with this device. Now when it comes to gain assist, we have a couple different settings. Now what are those settings after all? Gain assist off makes it function just like any other microphone, just like the DJI Mic, the Rode Wireless Go regular, and basically like any other microphone I have here, even the Saramonic Blink 500 Pro, like the Miono right here, the Miono here, just like the X5, U5, T2 wireless device, or basically any other microphone where you have to set your camera volume to figure out how loud or quiet you're going to be. You don't want your audio to clip, and you don't want it to be so quiet that you're going to introduce hiss into your audio. Now this gain assist has that off setting, that's going to be like anything else. Now you also have auto. Auto is basically you're at this level, and whether you shout or talk quietly, you're still at that exact same level. And dynamic allows some fluctuation in that level. I have my gain assist set to auto, and I'm going to do the same exact phrase 3 different times so you can hear the differences here. The fox with socks jumped into the box. His fur shone like the sun. When the fox runs, he runs down, down, down. Down, down, down the darkish hole. The fox with socks jumped into the box. His fur shone like the sun. When the fox runs, he runs down, down, down. Down, down, down the darkish hole. The fox with socks jumped into the box. His fur shone like the sun. When the fox runs, he runs down, down, down. Down, down, down the darkish hole. And this one was with gain assist off. I recommend updating the firmware right off the bat, by the way, and then setting your settings so you can get the experience you are looking for, and then have it set it and forget it. Firm off on versus firm off off. Mic test, 1, 2, 3, mic test. 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 How am I coming through with the firm off versus the firm off on? And of course that firm off is on right now. How easy or difficult is it to connect? Does that come off automatically? Here I have it connected. It's not going to fall off. We have to do a turn. There we go. And now to put this back on, we have to use a little bit of force because it's not so easy. We have to line up to our microphone. You have to get exact or else it just won't go in. So you may want to squish your little fur thing so you can get it in correctly. Now you do a twist, and there it is, connected in all of its glory. Generally, I do prefer to keep the fur thing on because this allows me to talk right directly to the microphone without plosiving and sounding kind of windy or blowy soundy. So we can get good audio no matter where we have our microphone, even if it's in a bad place. Let's talk different places. Mic test, 1, 2, 3. Mic test, 1, 2, 3. Mic test, 1, 2, 3. Or up close and personal. Mic test, 1, 2, 3. Or above my head. Mic test, 1, 2, 3. Can this be a shotgun microphone that you're going to use wirelessly? I don't know, but you do you. It is now time for a dynamic range test. I'm going to be going very deep and checking out how low and going up high and going up high and going up high. And that's your dynamic range test. When it comes to apps to control your phone, you can download Rode Central. And this is a mobile app I got on my particular case, the Play Store. We can see it saying it's not connected. I just simply use the Rode USB cable, power on my device. And now it's going to say about connecting. Okay, let's press OK. So I got that one device connected. Let's get the other side connected and see what happens. So I just powered on this other side. And now we can see both devices and we can control both of them, our settings, right through the mobile phone. I'm going to use my mobile phone connection, and the stereo cable is going to connect here to the receiver side. The 3-tip sleeve is going to connect to my sound card USB right here. And now I connect this to my mobile phone. Now if you want to mount it, you can buy mounts in order to connect your mobile phone, such as this phone mount, which I got free with purchase from Ono. And I can then use this little fake hot shoe, or cold shoe, to mount my phone right here. Now if your case is not so big, it's a lot easier to be setting this up. But yeah, here we got my little selfie for my mobile phone, and now I can set it up the way I want it. And I always record in particular with my back end camera because I get the best image quality. So I'm going to set that up right now. In my particular situation, I am using open camera. You can see the app right there. And let's now record. Right now I'm talking to you on my Xiaomi 12X mobile phone. How am I coming through? Right now I'm using my adapter, which I show, the 32-bit one. And how is this sounding to mobile phone? And just a quick test to make sure that it is to mobile phone. Right now we are seeing Rode online for the Rode Wireless Me compact microphone system. We can see, of course, this is 2.4 gigahertz, ultra compact. Well, we see what it is. We can see the range is over 100 meters. We do a range test in this video to find out if that is true. High quality microphone. It's the same as the Rode Wireless Go 2, apparently, microphone. And it has an intelligent gain assist that we're using right now. We're using the dynamic gain assist. Works with camera, iPhone, computers, Android smartphones. And it says built-in lithium-ion, up to 7 hours battery life. And Rode is quite accurate with their battery life ratings. Now we have all this other information and showing about Rode. How am I coming through? Connected to PC. Well, you tell me and we'll both know for ourselves. And I'm going to press the dynamic, and I don't know if there's any difference whatsoever, again, to PC, and I'm going to turn it off. And turning it off would mean I can clip my audio if my waveforms go too high. But this could be mostly pronounced on digital camera versus how I'm talking here. Just like the volume level has no effect whatsoever. But this does. The Mic Me, having it off means I only have one mic. Now we have two mics, so I can talk through one microphone or the one I'm talking through. They both blend together. But if I press here and change it out of merged, I now have different left and right channels. So if I talk through this microphone right here more than the other one, we're going to have a different volume level than if I talk through this other microphone or the other microphone. And this gives me some dynamic choice as to my sound. I can edit either left or right channel depending what microphone I'm speaking through. So if I go away from one, let's move the main one away, and I speak through my receiver basically only, and keep the other one far away, I got that option. And I can edit in post manually. Now let's change this back to merged, and now to off. Now to be on camera to show you the LED brightness. Now to quickly test high brightness and low brightness on the LEDs. Right now we have it set to high. And now I set it to low. Can we see that difference? There is an obvious difference in person, and in the sun, you'll definitely want it high brightness if you want to see if this is on or not. In a studio, I think low brightness will be absolutely fine. especially if you don't want to distract your viewers with these lights shining, or as I do, flip it backwards. But then in that case, you might want to remove this so you're not synced the entire time. Now let's go through the halls of Reverb and go outside, do a quick reception distance test, and then continue on with other devices and other settings. Now we're at the point in the video where we're going to test out Reverb, leaving the studio, and there's a lot of echo right here even. I don't know how it's picking up, if it's really bad or not, but this is the idea of checking out how an untreated room reacts with this device. Extremely echoey here. Now I'm going to do some distance reception testing. Right now it's extremely windy. I mean very, very windy. I don't know how this wind muff is going to hold up, and then I'm going to do a distance reception test. But right now we're just going to quickly go around this building and see if it picks me up. Now let's get testing. So this is one of many different mics I've reviewed, and if you never heard of Rode, you either are part of the professional industry and are used to high-end equipment, or you are just entering the field of audio and checking out reviews probably for the first time, or pretty much close to the first time. Rode wanted to get professional sounding audio. Generally I'd use the Zoom F3, and if I wanted the best audio possible, I'd use the Zoom F3, record through 2-bit float, rather than doing this to camera. And of course that requires more work, and generally the prosumer type market requires less work, especially this type of microphone with its auto gain feature, which helps it not clip to camera, so we get consistent audio pretty much every time. This is more of a new feature, and it's really cool. But now let's do our distance testing. For our testing today, I've set up yard signs all over to get the distance all written on all these different signage. This way we can find out a reception and see if line of sight is important or not. Line of sight is very important if you tend to bend down on camera, look over to the side, and are not facing away from the camera. Right now we're 15 feet, 4.5 meters. If you're looking for a microphone that can at least allow you to move side to side without reception problems, this is a good starting point at 15 feet, 4.5 meters away. Right now we are 25 feet, 7.5 meters away. This is also a good distance to consider as well, because sometimes you may move further away from your camera depending on what you are doing. Now let's keep going. We are approaching our next sign here, and this is 50 feet, 15 meters away from the camera. Let's do a turnaround. Can you hear me? 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 And at this point, unless you're doing something where you're going far away from your camera, reception distance for turning around shouldn't matter as much. Right now I'm 75 feet, 25 meters away from the camera. I had to cut out that one part because someone passed behind me. I'm cutting that out of the scene. Let's see if we can still hear me when I do a turnaround. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Now let's keep going. And we are going to our next sign here. And we are now at 100 feet. 30 meters away. At this point, we're getting a bit excessive, and there's not many microphones that can actually make this distance. There's only about 2 different ones I tested that don't cut out at all at 100 feet away. And if you're there, you're getting about the best of the best, except you don't have internal recording. We are now at 125 feet, 37.5 meters away. Let's do a turnaround. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know if I cut out or not, but not many microphones can definitely make it this far. Now, internal recording would be able to make it so you go wherever, if you line up your audio, if you do professional editing. We are now at 150 feet, 45 meters away. We'll do a turnaround. Any further than this is getting kind of ridiculous, because ever made it this far pretty much, or at least further than this, without cutting out, I believe was the DJI Mic, which cut out 175 feet. So we're now at 175 feet, 52.5 meters away. And let's keep going. Can you still hear me? We are testing our microphone reception distance. We are now 200 feet, 60 meters away. Let's keep going. Can you still hear me? Line of sight to the camera. We're going downhill, just saw a little slope here. We're 225 feet, 67.5 meters away. Let's keep going. Can you still hear the reception? Is it windy on camera? I have no clue. 250 feet, 75 meters away. It's a windy, breezy day today. If I turn around, you'll hear the wind, but I'll cut out on this distance away from the camera. 275 feet, 82.5 meters we're at. Let's keep going. And can you still hear me? Am I cutting out yet? We're 300 feet, 90 meters away from the camera. And that is where the receiver is. So we are a nice distance away. We're approaching my next marker. This time I put it 333.33 feet, which is 100 meters away from the camera. I'm gonna keep on going. And right now we should be about 350 feet here. And let's keep going. And for every 50 feet, it is 7.5 meters. We're about 375 feet away. And as I go down this hill, I'm approaching 400 feet away, which is 30 times 4, which is right here. I'm about 120 meters away, and I'm probably cutting just about going down. Wired lavaliers, and then mic a microphone wireless and hear how it sounds. So let's get on to it. Let's start with the Rode Lavalier 2. Right now we are hearing the audio from the Rode Lavalier 2. How am I coming through with the Rode Wireless Me using the Rode Lavalier 2? Is this fantastic? I have no clue, but I'm going to test the X5 and even the Sennheiser MKE Essential, which requires a lot of gain, so I don't think it will work or work very well with this particular device. But we're going to try it anyways. Right now I'm speaking to you on the X5 LV1, and I think gain assist actually works with the lavaliers as well. I don't know if it actually is working, but either way, my volume so far between the Rode Lavalier 2 and this X5 LV1 has been absolutely consistent. And for me, that's a thumbs up, not needing to adjust volume levels. Now I changed my volume level to high on this particular Rode Wireless Me device. And the Sennheiser MKE Essential is coming through at decent volumes, while I'll be a cookie cutter crispy person. Now let's listen to the sounds quickly because I am not sure if I'm going to get a lot of audio hiss on high volume. Okay. And now I'm going to disconnect this and just listen to the sounds because it might be kind of hissy, because my Rode Wireless Go 1 was hissy on high volume. Okay. Now let's try again the X5 LV2. Using the X5 LV2 at high volume. And I'm surprised how much volume I'm getting on this particular device. Honestly, this is insanely impressive for volume level. Again, I have not played any of these lavaliers back. I don't know how the sound quality is, but the volume levels are darn good. Set to high in the device, the LV2 is extremely quiet and you need a lot of gain. And this has the gain. So kudos to Rode there. Right here, I have my DJI Mic D4. And now I'm connected to my DJI Mic D4. How am I coming through? And it's working. I can see my waveforms on my camera, on my display. So we can make devices wireless. Let's try the Rode NTG. I've powered on my Rode NTG when I connected this, and it automatically powers it on, and of course it's automatically powered off. As you can see, my battery level is a bit low on my Rode NTG, so I won't be able to talk for overly long, but the question is, how is it coming through? I've been having problems with the Rode NTG that sometimes is going crackly, and it drives me absolutely bonkers. Now, if there's one thing that the X5 U5 is good for, is EMI testing, because it really makes anything kind of buzz with EMI, almost anything. Very, very useful tool for that. So let's do that. We're going to hear a buzzing sound. I'll try to be quiet. If there's EMI, we're going to hear that. Now we're going to test the receiver side right here. And what will EMI testing prove? It will prove that if you have a mobile phone or other wireless devices really close by, or unshielded devices, it could cause some sound within your recording. So what are my thoughts on the Rode Wireless Me? Well, before I go through that, don't forget to be subscribed to Not BIOS. And if you're already subscribed, you are awesome. And if you're subscribing right now, you are also awesome. I paid for this myself, and this channel is too small to make any income or receive these sort of products for free. So it's all out of pocket here, and I test more than any other channel does. Prove me wrong. Now, what are my thoughts? My thoughts are this device is very, very worthwhile. Absolutely astounded by the fact of how easy it is to not clip your audio. So it means you can just set it, forget it, and have a good experience. Not only that, if you heard that lavalier testing and how I made other microphones wireless, it sounded good. And I had all the connectors fully in. And that is a first for non-locking type of microphone. Make sure you have that newest firmware. It doesn't have internal recording, but the audio itself, if you don't have the volume set to high, is going to be clean. If you set your microphone to high, expect hiss fest city from the microphone itself. It'll just not sound good. So keep it low or medium volume, and only high with lavaliers that require gain being set louder. If you're outside and you want to record nature, the sound of the babbling brook and whatnot, the DJI Mic would absolutely be my recommendation. If you're in a studio environment, yes, this is superb. If you're just outside and you want to record yourself, this is also a really good experience. So color me impressed for what this is. If you're wondering about the Rode Wireless Go 2, it depends. Do you want to do extra work and copy those files from internal memory to your footage? Is that a problem for you or not? Well, you decide that. And if you want to do the extra work, if you don't mind doing the extra work in extreme cases, or you're going really far away from the camera and you might clip your audio, internal recording on a DJI mic or the Rode Wireless Go 2 may be your better bet. This is Eric of Not BIOS Studio. Thanks for watching and have yourselves a most wonderful day.